All right. OxFit Podcast, episode 11. We are here with Lauren. You have not been on the podcast yet.
No, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. It's usually just me and Aunt, me, Caitlin, but yeah, you're back. You're back in action.
Yes, I know. The kids are in school, and I am back 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So pumped.
I feel, I love telling this story, but when I was thinking about joining OxFit, I remember you were the first person. I mean, I met Aunt, but then it was like COVID, and I was living in Florida at my house, and I was making the move from Florida back to Atlanta because I was about to start my nursing job.
Yeah.
And I was driving in the car, and I was literally thinking, I was like, oh, I might be able to go to OxFit this evening for like my first official class and like sign up. And not 30 seconds after I had that thought to myself, you called me, like cold called me.
Wow.
Because now I know how like the sales system works. So I was like,
Right.
oh, she probably saw my name and was like wanting to know where I was. So you cold called me, and I was like, actually, I'm going to come sign up this evening. And so,
Yes.
yeah, and then everything started from there.
I didn't give you a chance to get scared or not.
No,
do it.
you were just like, where are you? When are you going to sign up? I was like, I'm driving back to Atlanta right now, and I'm going to do
I heard
it.
about you, and I was just like, we need this girl in our gym.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
But then
and
after
here we are.
that, you were just kind of out with the kiddos a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It feels like, it's been 3 years. We opened East Atlanta in January 2020, and I was working a lot there through my first pregnancy with Leo, and then we closed. We had to shut down, and that was scary times. And then I was sort of quarantined. We didn't know what it was, and so I was kept out of a lot of the, coaching and stuff in person when we returned after our shutdown, and we were working out in boxes. And then shortly after, I had Leo, and so yeah, it's been kind of crazy for 3 years. And I popped back in for a little while, after Leo was born, but then I got pregnant really quickly after that. So it's been, a season, 3 years of kind of taking a little step back, and finding a new identity. But here I am. I'm really excited to be back, and, we have a lot of fun things in store.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to have you back full time as well. But I don't know I feel like a lot of people at the gym know you obviously as Aunt and Lauren, the team, the owners of OxFit, but they don't really know your background. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what got you into health and fitness, why you're passionate about health and fitness, what you did before you worked at OxFit?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. So it all started when I was 6 years old, kicking a soccer ball, and that was it. I was just in love with sports and competition and the team camaraderie aspect. And I went down a path in college where, I thought I needed to get that stable corporate job that would provide a nice big salary for life. So I, studied, became a CPA, and joined a consulting firm for a while. And that was a fun season, but I always knew that it wasn't my passion and that what I was meant to do in life. And so luckily I found a partner in life that was always really good at pushing me in the right direction and pulling the fear out of me. And so Aunt really helped me marry up my passion with my work. And so together as a team, after we moved back to Atlanta, we were living in London for a while, we decided that our skill sets and our brains were meant to join up and work together. And my background in, finance with my passion for fitness was a really good mold with Aunt's, psychology background. He has a master's in psychology and a ton of experience in coaching and programming and leading groups already, like in fitness programs. He coached basketball for a really long time, obviously played professional basketball for a really long time. And so our skill sets just paired really well together. And so we came up with the idea of trying that out and opening a gym in 2015, I think, was when we first started toying with the idea. And I put together, the financials and the plan, and it was like, we can do this. I kept my job, just as like a safety net for a while. Officially opened the doors in 2016 to this location in Grant Park. And then I think it was 9 months later, we got to the point where, I was doing sales during my lunch hour at my job and rushing home in traffic to get here for our evening classes to give Aunt a break since he was coaching all day long. And we grew. 9 months later, it was like, we need to hire someone. So our business mentor at the time, I remember, asked, do you want it to be you, Lauren? And why can't it be? And we were like, yeah, it should be me. Who's going to care more for, our business than me? And so I took a little sabbatical from my corporate job, and I gave myself a goal, like a sales target, and was like, if I can hit this and we can bring in this number, then I will feel confident in, obviously taking a step back in like our personal budget and everything, but I know we can make it work. And so I wanted it so bad, and so of course I made it work. And and so it was Aunt and I together as a team for I think almost a year, just kind of doing everything together. And he was I took me under his wing, and I started coaching a ton of classes too, and the rest is history.
And here we are now.
Right.
Yeah, and I love that story. I think it's so cool because so many people say they want to do hard things or cool things or pursue their passion, but they're scared to just like take that leap, and you and Aunt definitely did. But it's obviously worked out.
Too.
Yeah, a lot of us on the team have. It's a cool thing I think that we all have in common, is just taking that leap into a scary but exciting situation. And
right.
Can't wait to see where OxFit goes from here. I mean, I know it's probably changed a lot since you guys first started open in terms of like the programs we have and just kind of the culture of the gym and the style of workouts and all of that. But I think our most popular program, or one of the classes that I enjoy coaching the most, I know you really enjoy them, is our moms.
Absolutely, yeah. Our OxFit Moms class at both Grant Park and East Atlanta are just booming. For the longest time in Grant Park, it's been our biggest class.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to add one in East Atlanta, and the group over there with Caitlin is just thriving as well. So, it was always a passion of mine, especially when I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. Was to figure out how to continue training, how to keep moving my body while I was pregnant, and then into the late pregnancy and postpartum period. And so while I was pregnant, I was like, I'm just going to start a class. And I think it started with 3 women, and 2 of them are still with us, and one of them moved across country. So they're the backbones of the group. But it evolved pretty quickly. I think within a year, it was, 2 to 3 people in class 2-3 days a week to... within a year, it was a regular attended class, like 8 to 10. And now, a couple years later, it's, 15 to 20 people every class. And so, it's a safe space, for women, for moms. We have parents as well. So it's, it doesn't have to, just be moms. There's dads welcome. But you have to be comfortable with some interesting topics if you're a dad. Not that you're not aware of them already, but, there's a lot of chit chat about the funny things and motherhood and parenthood. Peeing yourself while you're working out is a pretty frequent one. So, I love our OxFit Moms group, and I'm so excited to be able to put more time into it and see where it can really, really take off. So, and to just continue helping moms, through my journey and through all of our coaches' journeys too. Our crew has gone from just me to now, I think we have 4 or 5 coaches, and a lot of them have kids, are pelvic floor therapists or doulas or currently pregnant, or pursuing maybe someday down the road or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing all of our, like when I coach the moms class, I love seeing the different elements of mentorship, because you have people that are pregnant for the first time or just had their first baby, or their kids are in college, or they're not a mom or they're a dad, but I just feel like there's such a wide like spectrum of people on that journey, and it's so cool to watch them like guide each other and just help each other along the way.
Absolutely. It's a super supportive and positive group as well. You know, we come in and we joke about our days and what things have happened. And a lot of times, I mean, it's not a joke sometimes, right? It's some stressful, serious shit that we're going through. But to be able to lean in to those women and to make light of it, and, you know, to know that, you know, you come in and you're like having a crazy morning, you're going to leave like feeling so much better about life. And I remember in my like early days of after having like Leo, figuring out like, you know, my new body and my new scales and even just motherhood, like what it meant, like how to parent and stuff. After working out with the group, I just felt better and more confident in my own abilities and my body, and that I was going to be able to be a better, more patient parent the rest of the day too. So just the benefits that you get from working out with the group, you know, whether it's you're going to learn something from one of the veteran moms, like mom hacks are shared all the time, left and right, you know, like little tips and tricks, or if it's just like for mental health, like just being able to have that little bit of time with another group of people that just like get it. They know where you're at in life, and you can come in crying and it's okay. You're not going to be judged. You know, you can come in angry and you're going to get a smile from someone that's just going to totally turn your day around. So I think that's, my favorite part about the moms class is not necessarily the fitness element, but what you get out of it from a, you know, like emotional and social standpoint.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's funny, you mentioned the fitness element, and I am always so amazed, and I think other people are amazed too. Like I'll have new clients come into the gym, and a lot of times I'll meet them kind of during the hour of the mom's class, which is like 8 to 9 a.m.-ish. And they're like, oh, like what class is this? I'm like, this is our 8:15 OxFit Moms class. And they're like, that's a mom's class? Because they're in there just like pumping it and they're crushing these workouts. So it doesn't by any means mean that it's going to be like easy or not challenging, because I mean the moms in that class are some of the most hardworking members of our gym.
Yes.
But still at all stages, you're going to have people doing all the scales, taking it easy. Maybe it's their first workout back from having a baby, and then you've got, you know, people that have been coming for years that are just really focused on their fitness goals. So it's really cool to see people on two completely different journeys being able to work out side by side and like cheer each other on.
Totally. Yeah. Everyone's so supportive of each other, and you get so much out of having that diverse group of moms. Like they're complete badasses. Yeah, whether it's they're 6 weeks out and they're coming in and doing little step ups and toe touches to a box, and, you know, they're doing like marches or banded work for their core still, you know, even just like breathing exercises sometimes is what some people need when they first start recovering from pregnancy. Or you've got people doing muscle ups, you know, that are veterans and capable of doing that. So yeah, there are some women and some moms that are total badasses, and it's nice to see, because it's like, you know, you come in 6 weeks out and you're like, I'm going to set a goal to be able to do something like she's doing, you know, one day. And you know what? She's not just doing it and rubbing it in all the younger moms or, you know, less experienced moms' faces. She's there to help you on that journey, right? So it's every mom in there is so approachable and, you know, willing to tell each other, like, you know, what is your goal? Let's talk about it, and how can I help you get there, and how can I help push you through the workout to get there? So yeah, I think there's one of my favorite things about the moms class too is people come in and they go, I don't know how I'm going to make this work in my schedule. And then the moms are some of the more consistent athletes in the gym. They find a way to show up, and it's so impressive, because I know what kind of mornings most of them have. You know, it's like kids running around screaming, struggling to get them out the door, but they're still there. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, attendance-wise, if you look at our moms classes, like those moms are there. They're showing up, like especially during the school year.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And they'll even, I mean, they always love coming to that 8:15 class, but our OxFit moms do the same workout as everyone else every day. So they'll come in the evening, they'll come early morning, but they do really make it a priority to make it work, because I think they know there's that sense of accountability within the group of like, oh, did you come yesterday? You're going to come tomorrow? Like, we should all come. Let's do this. We got this.
True. I know we've seen some moms that have only been able to make that time work, like during the maternity leave or whatever, and then they've had to shift to the 5:30 a.m. or, you know, maybe 6:30 p.m. class, and that's super impressive because they're just prioritizing themselves, right? They're getting up and getting their butts out of bed to get here when they've had a whole bedtime routine that they needed to do and only limited sleep, but they're still getting here because they're prioritizing their health. They know how much it means to them. And in the evening, if they show up, you know, they're cutting out time from their kids' bedtime and stuff, but they just know that, you know what, that 45, 60-minute window of time is so important to their mental health and to their physical well-being to make them, you know, better moms and parents. So
absolutely. Really cool. Yeah. And that's just our like daily reoccurring run-of-the-mill classes. And like you mentioned, it can be hard to work things into your schedule. Or, I mean, I don't have kids, but I've seen the journeys that like you and other moms have been on, and I know it can be really daunting to get back into a routine or into, you know, a workout space after having a baby, or maybe you had a baby a while ago and you just never were able to get back into it. And I know you and I, we all hate the word bounce back because that's not the expectation, but just doing it for, like you said, your mental health to get back into that routine. I think maybe you're offering something that would really help people looking for some one-on-one, just really good like coaching from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, something that I struggled with, you know, postpartum was the kind of connecting with your new identity and your new body. And you said that, you know, we don't like the term bounce back because it's true. Like, I mean, where I am now, 13 months after my second baby, you know, is I'm very proud of my body. But if I compare my photo, you know, my image of myself right now to my pre-baby's image, like it's completely different, right? But I am super proud of where I've gotten. And that's through a lot of like work physically and emotionally. But yeah, it's a journey of like development of, so what's my new identity? What's my new body? And you have to kind of rehab really like it's an injury. And I think most people can relate to that, like whether you were an athlete or, you know, not an athlete. I'm sure most people have rolled an ankle or something in life, you know, or had some sort of surgery. But coming back from pregnancy, it's like a massive injury you're overcoming, right? And you need to take it one step at a time. And like how you recover from this injury, it's usually not going to be, you know, 100% back to where you were. There's going to be some things that you are always forever going to have to do to make sure that you don't take that step backwards, right? So, yeah, there's no bouncing back. It's going to be a gradual progression of slow rehab, right? And adding things back in, you know, when you're ready. And that journey is completely autonomous. Like each individual, each mom has to take ownership over their mind and their body and where they're at. But everyone can benefit from having a coach along the way. Like even me throughout my journey, I've, you know, leaned into pelvic floor therapists and other mom coaches in our community here to watch my movement, to give me tips on like, how's my core looking when I do this? Should I be doing this? And no, here's an alternative movement that would be better for you. So I think, yeah, anyone can benefit from having a coach. And I'm so excited to be doing that more. And so I'm currently working one-on-one with some moms, and I'm going to be expanding that to 5 new moms that want to work one-on-one with me with their, you know, training schedule and also their nutrition too, because the nutrition part is so important as well. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of things that we talk about in that journey when I start working with people. It's not going to be straight into like counting macronutrients or anything like that, right? Because as a mom myself, overcoming like my injury and getting back into, you know, my new body and what my fitness journey looks like for me, I had to take a step back. Like I sometimes jumped in too far into it and was like, I'm going to count macros and I'm going to drop 20 pounds in 3 months. And it's like, no, I'm still here 13 months later, still trying to lose some of that baby weight. And, I'm proud of where I'm at, but it takes time and it takes trying things. Everybody is different. Every person's body is very different, whether you're breastfeeding or, you know, like how are you sleeping? Like what's the household look like? Like, are you yourself like managing a lot of the parenting duties and, you know, things? Have you taken a step back from work? What's your stress, you know, around all of that look like? Because you can't really just like jump into losing weight and changing your body if you're not like sleeping, taking care of your mind, your stress, you know, and all of those things. So a coach, I think, can be very beneficial in that journey, whether you're currently pregnant, you know, or postpartum, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, you know. I think having that accountability with someone that's been there, done it, gets you, you know, knows what hard work it takes, you know. Because, I mean, I'm going to say, you know, I'm 13 months out and I'm still, like, working on my body and where I want to be, but I have put in some hard work to get where I'm at right now, you know? Yeah. So I understand what it takes and like, I know how to put that hard work in. And it's a circular, you know, path. There's no one straight line upwards that's going to get you there, right? You're going to see progress. You're going to take steps backwards. And then you have to put something else in place, put a new habit in place, you know, try something new to make that next leap. And it's so hard doing that on your own. So having someone to help you that's been there, done it, failed, succeeded, failed again, I think is really beneficial. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to be doing that and using my experience and my journey.
Yeah, I'm happy that people are going to get that support from you and get that chance to be coached by you, because yeah, it can be, you know, really daunting no matter what like season of life you're in, whether it is, you know, mom specific or anything else. I think Whitney and I said it on our last podcast, like everyone needs a coach, no matter who you are, no matter what your experience is. It really helps to have someone just helping you navigate something, because like you said, everyone is so different.
Right.
So yeah, that's a really awesome opportunity, and I'm
thanks.
Excited to see, you know, who signs up and what your little coaching group is going to look like and all the cool shit you get them to do.
Hell yes. Yeah. So 5 women, let's go. You know, let me know if you're interested. I'm super excited to meet with people and start getting going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of brings up something else I had wanted to talk about, which was something I don't really think about, but it goes along with different people needing different things. Mm-hmm. And it's like the time of day you work out. So when do you work out?
Yeah.
I like to work out.
It varies, you know, and I feel like it varies by season too. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm sort of going to figure that out right now, you know, but typically I think so if I'm going for performance, right, like the afternoon is when I'm like ready to go. I have more energy. I've gotten some calories in me. But mentally, when I was in a season, early, like postpartum and stuff, the morning was the best for me. Mm-hmm. Knocking it out in the morning and being like checking something off my to-do list. I felt good about myself. I accomplished something. And then it just made me a better person throughout the rest of the day. Yeah. But currently where I'm at, I think I have big goals for this upcoming year, and I have the time and flexibility in my schedule to be able to choose. Some people don't, but so if I can choose, I have a day where it's like open-ended. I will work out a little bit later in the afternoon, like after I've had a couple meals, and I feel like I can push a little harder, you know. What about you?
I like the afternoon as well, because similarly I do have specific goals, but I do find that I really enjoy doing cardio in the morning, or like a steady state or like zone 2 cardio. Yeah. So just like 30 minutes of whether it be on the machine or running or something like that. I think it does set my day up for success. And I know we have a lot of people that are like diehard morning worker outers, and then people that absolutely cannot and they have to come in the evening.
Right.
But I think it works both ways. You just have to kind of play around. And that's one piece of advice I would give people that are just starting their fitness journey. Maybe you think the only time you have to work out is the morning, or you think the only time you can do it is in the evening. But if you're not sleeping well, or you're struggling to get enough food before you work out, like people need to think about playing around with what time of day they're actually training.
Yeah. I love that idea, especially since you released our programming, you know, on like the weekend before Saturday, Sunday, you're checking your email, you can see the workouts. And if you do have a specific goal in mind and it is more endurance related, on those days that it's OxFit workouts, you know, pick the time of day, if you can, where you have the most energy to do that workout, like, and you can really, really attack it. And then, you know, on the days where you have to, you know, if you're not a morning person, but it's the only time of day to get in, maybe try to do those, you know, the Ox Strong workouts or the Ox Ripped workouts where, you know, maybe your current goal isn't necessarily like you're a strength competition. It's, you know, running the marathon or something. You know, pick the days that work.
I think people can benefit from, you know, also paying attention to like when they're eating. So I know a lot of our athletes that work out in the morning are probably doing that fasted, which there is some evidence to suggest that working out on an empty stomach is going to lend itself more to burning fat.
Right.
But I also want people to keep in mind, you know, listen to your body. If you're feeling super lightheaded and sluggish every morning when you're working out, maybe we need to start eating before you work out. Or maybe you need to be an evening workout person so you have a whole day's worth of food and breakfast and lunch and all of that to fuel your workout.
Right. Yeah.
So
don't just blame the workout. Right? Take some ownership and accountability of like fueling your body and listening to your body.
And if it's early enough in the morning, it's not always what you ate before your workout. It could be what you ate for dinner. Did you eat a good dinner and drink enough water the night before? Because that's still fueling your body for the workout.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely something people need to think about and just pay attention to what they're doing.
When you do cardio in the morning, do you eat something before?
No, I like it fasted.
Yeah.
I just like the way I feel when I'm doing the workout. Now, that being said, I don't think I could go into like heavy weightlifting or strength training without food.
Okay.
I think that would make me feel kind of like lightheaded, but I feel like you can always kind of push through just like a steady state cardio if you're a little bit hungry, because there's not a whole lot of power output. You're just kind of cruising.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not used to working out fasted, I would not let the first day you come into the gym without eating be like heavy deadlift.
No.
Probably be a bad idea.
You do not want to fall backwards on a heavy deadlift. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, not a good idea. I think cardio is the only one that you'd probably could get away with doing fasted. I've definitely done 5:30 a.m. workouts without anything in my stomach, but I'm more of the type that needs something small. So it's like a banana, you know, something as simple as that. Like when we've been doing our endurance camps, we're out the door pretty early in the morning to get up to Lake Altoona, and I'm just having a banana and some peanut butter. And I feel like that's plenty. It sits well with my stomach. But again, that might not work for everybody. You have to understand your body and how you respond to different foods. So
yeah. And if you are going to test it out, take it easy. Don't come in on an empty stomach and try to crush it, or vice versa. Don't eat a lot before you work out and come in and expect to just blow it out of the water, and then you're, you know, run into the bathroom or something.
I think eating too much before a workout is way worse than not eating enough. I've experienced both scenarios, and eating too much, like working out too close to like lunchtime or something, you just get that awful.
Exercise-induced nausea is a real thing, and that happens a lot from eating too closely to your workout. I know I watch Audrey like eat a bowl of chicken and rice and then go in and start doing like bike intervals, and she was like, I'm fine. Yeah. I'd be throwing up all over the place.
Yeah. Everybody's different, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just another thing. I mean, everyone's different, and sometimes you just need a little bit of an experimentation to figure out what works best for you.
Right.
And everybody here, that's what we're here to do. That's why people pay to come to this gym instead of Planet Fitness. It's because we want to give you the best workout, we want to give you the best guidance, and we want to help you navigate through those trial and errors, whatever it is, time of day you're working out, what you're eating before you're working out, what you're eating in general, how you approach your workouts. Everything is going to be something OxFit can coach you on.
Absolutely. Leverage us, if we're to tell a new athlete like coming in, how best to use OxFit, it's to use us, right? We have so many expert coaches on our team, from like Olympic lifting coaches to swimmers and soccer players and endurance athletes and firefighters and physical therapists. We have coaches from all different types of backgrounds. And so, tap into our knowledge. We can help you in more ways than just getting through a 60-minute workout.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're really in a cool place as a gym, being able to really tap into those resources and have like these solid programs like your mom's one-on-one coaching program and the OxFit nutrition program. And, in the future, I would love to see like all the time weightlifting program or endurance program. So I think there's some really cool things happening now and also awesome things that could happen in the future.
Yeah, for sure. When an athlete comes to us with an interest, we take it seriously, right?
Yeah. I'm not joking in the emails when I say, tell me your goals. If there's something you want to do and you think that we can help you get there, let me know, and I want to make it happen.
Yeah,
I might want to do it too. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're crazy. we're up for a good time. But you've seen all of our videos from our OxFit athlete team to our endurance team to our lifting team. We've tried it all out. Our obstacle course team. And DECA coming up. I mean, we've got so many cool opportunities for people to like try something new, test your fitness. Doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter if you're a mom that's 8 weeks out or, an athlete that's been here for 6-7 years with us through the whole thing, like, and done a lot of it. Like, this is a new test that we would love for you guys to take a part of and see how you do and let us know if there's something out there that we haven't done yet. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Woo! All right, Lauren's back.
Woo!
OxFit's whole again.
Let's go.
Episode 11.
Feels good. Thanks, Savannah.
Absolutely.